The Oscars is a time for people from all backgrounds to come together and watch rich Americans give each other bits of gold. So crack open a tin of red paint and pour it all over your carpets as I take a look at some of the best Oscar-winning films on Prime Video. First up, a film about our addiction to Wi-Fi and how one horrible little family is so desperate for it they'll do literally anything to get some. Yes, it's Parasite. Made by Bong Joon-ho, a brilliant director who everyone pretended they'd already heard of, Parasite tells the story of a family of truly evil tricksters and shows you just how easy it is to manipulate and ruin the lives of beautiful people. The story follows a mum, a dad, a daughter and a pervert who were given a rock which is meant to give them wealth, but then they remember it's just a rock, so they go and get some jobs. It may seem like a fun, cheeky film about hide and seek and a family obsessed with stairs, but it actually highlights the class divide in South Korea between those who are rich and those who are extremely manipulative. The film has subtitles, which means it's clever, but it also means you're so busy reading that you don't have a clue what's actually happening, which really adds to the mystery of it all. But they did miss a trick by not using a spooky font. It nearly cost them the Oscar for Best Picture, but they just about scraped through and became the first ever film to win the award that wasn't in the English language, apart from The Artist, of course, which was in the language of nothing. It's got jokes, it's got heart, it's got a woman who smells her fingers, and it's also a bit unsettling and can't help but slither under your skin, just like a slug. Next up, it's The Hurt Locker, a film about an arrogant sand astronaut who goes on holiday to unbang some bombs with his funny little robot friend. The film starts with a man doing that classic trick to get out of doing a job of deliberately doing it badly, only he forgot that his job was defusing bombs. Enter Sergeant Jeremy Renner, a replacement bang enthusiast with the steadiest hands in the business, perfect at threading a straw into a Capri Sun. But because his hands are so specialised at dealing with small things, they can't do anything else, and he even needs help putting on his clothes. He can't take them off without assistance either, which does start to affect his sleep. And when his friend gets shot on duty, he doesn't even have anyone to undress him before a shower. Some war veterans criticised the film for not being accurate enough. Apparently some of the uniforms were wrong, the Xbox 360 hadn't come out when the film was set, and also you just wouldn't use water bottles if you ran out of bullets. However, the film won 6 Oscars in total, but none for cinematography, probably because the cameraman was very new and often took ages to find what he was looking for. The film was more interested in getting the noises right, and the bangs were so nice and loud that it won 2 Oscars for sound alone. Lovely. It's an amazing film and really highlights the psychological damage that soldiers face being shot at on a daily basis and walking around the desert without any sun cream on. Now, we all love Winnie the Pooh, but what if 100 Acre Wood flooded so badly that Tigger wanted to kill you? That's right, it's Life of Pi, a film about a boy called Pi who has a zookeeper for a dad and a triangle for an uncle who gets stranded out at sea with a very hungry tiger. Sounds scary, but this absolute litterbug of a boy wastes his time playing songs on his whistle, drawing fences on the side of his boat and putting on a fireworks display instead of trying to get rescued. Although it cost $120 million to make, they saved an absolute fortune on food by using a CGI tiger and on actors by hiring Suraj Sharma, who was hot off the back of absolutely nothing. The film went through 4 different directors, but in the end they settled on Ang Lee, because he's the only one with experience in both crouching tigers and hidden dragons. And lucky for him, he won an Oscar for it. They were also nominated for another 10, but only won 3 of them, which is quite frankly a bit embarrassing. Despite having animals in it, it's very clever and has lots of different interpretations. For example, Pi claims the reason he survived the ordeal was religion, but many people actually think it was biscuits. And no matter where you stand on that famous debate, it's a brilliant film and has certainly earned its nickname given by critics the world over as Titanic for virgins. Up next, imagine you've got one day to deliver a note to your brother's boss getting him off work for the afternoon, but your brother's job is to get shot in the face. That's right, it's 1917. Set sometime during stuff from history lessons, it tells the story of 2 teenage postmen who get asked by Mr. Love Actually to deliver a letter by tomorrow lunchtime or lots of people will die. Now, it seems like an easy task. It's only the next town over and there's literally not a single tree in the way, but these 2 are the clumsiest boys in the world and are always either tripping over, running the wrong way, or just wasting time with a game of blind man's buff. It was directed by Sam Mendes, who inserted a clever twist by having it take place during a war, and it went on to win 3 Oscars at the Oscars, including Best Cinematography, mainly because it was all done in one continuous shot. This was done to emphasise the fact that war itself doesn't have any breaks, and also because he wanted to go home early. Oh, and the actors hardly had any lines to say, so it was a really easy job for them too. Sam Mendes had never made a film about mud before, but rose to the challenge beautifully, and despite it being a bit hard to follow because all the characters are dressed exactly the same, it's real edge-of-your-seat stuff and was described by many as Saving Private Ryan meets Postman Pat. So there we have it, loads of films to tuck your eyes into on Prime Video, and the nice thing about watching Oscar winners is that if you don't like the film, then at least you know you're stupid. Bye!